Hi guys, Ronda with That and H here with you today. So I am doing a video at the request of a couple of my subscribers, and that is to finish, as I recall, when I showed you how to do these wonderful scrunchy journals, it cut off and it did not include how I do the elastic part. And so that's what we are going to do today. So I can finish that up. So what I've done is created another journal cover ready for the finishing touches, ready for the elastics. Just had to do a little bit of crinkling. Okay, so what you're going to do, well, first of all, you need some type of a board or this is just an art mat, a little scruffy thing that I use for all things like this, where I don't have to worry about getting anything on my nice expensive mat. So you're going to need either a eyelet setter set and a hammer like I use, or you're going to need a crocodile. So, and I have a crocodile, and honestly I prefer the old-fashioned the old-fashioned method. So I'm going to pull out the things that I use all the time. This is 1/8 of an inch, and this fits in that to hold it nice. Those two and the hammer's what I use. So you need to, but the size depends upon the size of your eyelets. The normal size of the eyelets work with the 1/8 inch. And I have these, and I also have these white. Let's see, is this going to be upside down? I better turn this. These containers are a little tricky. I had a whole bunch of them, but most of them are used up. But if you have this on the wrong side and you open it up, it's like pour on the floor. So what I want to do here is just glance and see which one do I want to use, either the pink or the white. And and I also use elastic cording. This I purchased in Hobby Lobby. You can also get the cording in Joann's, Michael's, any good crafting place. You should be able to get it, and it usually is over kind of towards the jewelry, because you can also use it as jewelry cording as well. So I'm going to use this pink for my elastic. So I think I'm going to go with the white for my eyelets. So that decision made, that's good. We'll just set that out of the way. And then I want to count how many I'm going to need. So let me get this finished one over here for you to see. And just again, this is a Midori style, so the elastic goes under and over. So I'm needing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right. I love that scrunch. Okay, so we'll just kind of set that aside for the moment. I want to do my holes first, and keeping in mind these, I don't have to worry too much about the measuring because they're small enough that I can just kind of eyeball it and I'll get a good idea of what I want to do. But you're going to either punch your hole or with the crocodile or with one of these guys. And I don't know where I purchased this set. It's been years and years and years. But I'm sure you can find them, eyelet setters, on Amazon or wherever. And I want to make sure, let me get this one that doesn't have, I've got the cording and it's ready to embellish and put the rest of it on here. So just to show you, this is where my journal is going to go. And I want to make sure that my journal, bring this back again, is beyond the elastic. My cover and the holes are beyond where I'm going to slip this in and out. Do you see where I'm going? If this were down, you couldn't put your journal in. So it needs to extend beyond the insert that you're putting in. So you want to measure, you have this measurement. Hopefully you have done this to a size that is comfortable for you, and you've adjusted to have a size of booklet or journal insert that you want to put in. So you'll lay that out, so to speak, and then you're just going to put one end and the other end. So I'll just go ahead, close your ears, those of you that are sensitive. And I know, see, there's my little hole. And I know those of you that love your crocodiles, I'm glad you do. And I have nothing bad to say about them, just that they don't personally work for me. It takes so much time. And now I'm taking the other tool and I'm putting this little end right here in the circle. Let me see if I can bring that up for you. I'm putting that right there, okay? And you kind of wiggle it around a little bit, and if it doesn't move and it's in good place, there you go. See that? Okay, so then I will go ahead and do the one on the opposite side. And I'm doing it in the middle, and I've got this line so I know where this needs to go. So we'll line up the second one. Okay. And we'll get our little eyelet. Okie dokie. Pull the little threads out of the way. Whoops, wrong one. Line it up. There we go. So, well, let's just continue because I don't want to have to take a long time to edit this. So now I'm just going to come down maybe half an inch, quarter of an inch, whatever, if you want it. And this is actually just decorative, but it also gives added release of pressure from, if I only had one single line here, or one place for the elastic to go, then it's going to pull more. But by coming down just a little bit, it gives it just a little bit of a resistance, or so it's not being pulled too hard. Okay, so we'll come down just a little bit. And those little puppies pop out. We will get another eyelet. And if you guys find some fabulous places that you get your eyelets, do share. Okay. Turn it around. And we're going to do the same thing right here. get an eyelet. I mean, this is super easy. This is not hard. This is fun. This is fun stuff. And, you know, if you're mad at somebody, or not that anybody would ever be mad at anybody for any reason, but, you know, get some of that aggression out. See how cool? Okay, now I'm ready for the center one. Now on this particular one, I'm gonna I'll measure just a little bit on this one just to make sure I'm in the center. So I'm going to go between these two lines here. And that looks like about 6.5. So let me grab a pencil. So we'll go 3 1/4. Half of 6.5 is 3 1/4. All right. Now, I don't want to actually go on this line because I'm doing 2. Look at this. This is kind of cool. I don't know if all of these are like this, but when it gets built up, then you can clean it out. So I want to go on either side. So that's what I'm going to do here. We'll go on this side. And we'll go on this side. Now we'll just do both of those. Alrighty. And we'll get us our 2 eyelets. 1, 2. Oh, babies would be able to pick these up so easily. You know how they pick up every little speck of dirt, unfortunately. Okay, so these are both lined up, and you can do them one at a time. I'm just trying to kind of hurry actually with this video and get it done. And okay, they're all in. We're ready for the elastic. Okay, so I will put these aside and get out my elastic. What I also use, I just use a cheap little, this is a Bic lighter. Sometimes your elastic, you know, it will fray on the ends. See how that's fraying? And if you put a lighter very gently to it, it will kind of melt it. Okay, so let's just unravel a bunch. Okay. Now, what I'm going to do, because I want to have this, I'm going to tie it on the outside, and I want to have some dangles down here that will be part of my dangle here. Okay, so let me show you on this one as well. See, I want some of it to hang down, and then when I put my, what do you call it? My tassel. When I put my tassel, and I'm going to fix my, this just kind of slides over wherever you need it to. It won't do that when I get the tassel on, but for now. When I put my tassel on here, I'm going to hug it in right here, and then these will be part of the tassel. And it also gives me the opportunity so that if I ever need to take this out, untie the knot, which would be difficult, but it is possible, then to make it expand and make my opening wider, then I can also do that. That's the reason for that. So I'm going to wrap, and I'm going to bring it down just a bit. Okay? And then what I'm going to do is just burn off those ends. Okay. All right. So on this particular one, because I want my tie on the outside and have it in part of my, just had it. It's just gone again. So that there's nothing tied in here. So the only thing I've got tied is the inside. It was just kind of bulky having them both. But you can tie it on the inside if you prefer. To do that, for what I'm doing, I go down from the outside and up on the inside, okay? And then I'm going to kind of level these. And I'm going to make it just a little bit taut. I want to stretch it a little bit. Not too terribly much, but a little. And that's kind of a good place. So I'm just going to eyeball this approximately there. And I'm going to square knot this little guy. So we just want to kind of pull that out. I'm trying to pull this without losing my spot here. Okay, see how that's coming? Now before I tighten this up, I'm going to go ahead and swing it over. That's good. Then these you can always, when you make your tassel, you can always cut these down if you need to. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and tighten that. Okay, that part's done. Alrighty, now we'll do the up and down. Now for that one, I will do twice plus a little. And before I put this back, I'll go ahead and do that so I can put that away and it won't continue to fray on me. And I will do my two ends here. Now if you want, you can do this part at the end. You can put it together and then do this so that if you need to shorten it, you don't have to do it twice. And actually that's probably a good idea to do that. So this will have two elastics, and I want to go down in the bottom, and you can do it either one, and up, okay? And then we'll keep this, and now I'm going to go down in the furthest one from the center and up in the closest one. And now, so now they're together, and I'm going to tie it, but I want to stretch this a bit. I don't want, if it's too loose, when you put your booklet in, it's just going to flop all over. So you want it a little bit stretched, but you don't want to do it so much that, say for instance, I mean that's too much, right? Because so just be reasonable. So we'll just kind of play with that just a little bit, and we'll see. So there again, I'm going to square knot. And see, I could have so it's a little bit, and I will adjust when I put my insert in here. Then I will either tighten or loosen this and then I'll go ahead and I will trim this down. So actually, scrap what I said at the beginning, or not at the beginning, but beginning of this part. Wait to do this part until you know this is where you want it, and then trim it, and then carefully hit it with the little bit of fire and hold it. But don't burn yourself. I mean, be smart about it. Anyway, it's just a nice little tool that melts polyester and those types of things. So I hope that this definitely helps those of you that were curious. Thank you, my subscribers, and I hope that you enjoy the rest of your day. It's cloudy. It's been raining. We're supposed to have rain all week, but it's warmer temps, and so that's kind of nice. All right, guys, until next time, have a fabulous day. Bye now. Okay, so you thought you were rid of me, but no. I thought I would go ahead and show you the little tassel that I like to put on my journals, okay? So I just pull some things together that I like, that kind of go with my colors, and I will bring them under like so, keeping the knot where I did my tying before. And then I'm just going to bring this up and over. Let me turn it here so it's a little bit easier for me to do. And I'm going to add these that are in, the little tails from my tying here. So I'm just going to kind of play with this a little bit to see which I want on the top. And I think I like that. And then I'm just going to tie it with some string. Nothing fancy. And I'm just going to square knot this. Gonna pull that really tight. And again. And then I'm just going to see how pretty. Isn't that pretty? And then it's just a matter of trimming. So I'm going to trim this down. And of course, I like to keep all my snippets for making paper, fabric paper. So I just sort of trim them at different heights and such. And yeah, let's see. So it's really just very simple. You just use your snippets. Oh, that's pretty. Isn't that sweet? So then you make your, whoops. Let's just play with that one just a teeny bit. So there you go. And then what I will do is I will add a bead, a dangly bead, for instance, like something like this. Just a couple of inches, just for pretty. Then make your tag to go in there, get your insides and any tags that you want, and you're ready to go. All right, guys, this is really it this time. Until next time, have a fabulous day. Bye now.